Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So in today's video, we're going to do the weekly read for the whole collective for the week of November 16th through 22nd, 2025. So let's see what's going on for the collective. And as always, take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. And please hit that like button so that this will go out to other people that need to see this information. And hit subscribe if you haven't already. That way you'll get future videos I put out. I do the general collective weeklies on Saturday for the upcoming week. So let's see what's going on for the collective and let's see what we got for the energies for this upcoming week. So I do want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you supporting the channel and supporting me. And by hitting that like button, you're helping my channel to grow because you're helping this information get out to other people. But also, like, it will also show up in people that need to see it. So that's what happens. If you feel drawn to a video, that means there's something in there you need to hear. It's the spirit's way of guiding you to what information you need to hear. All right. So let's see. What is the energy for the collective for the week of November 16th through 22nd, 2025? Cards are all jumping in my hand. Okay, let's see what we got going on. All right, we've got the Eight of Swords, the Three of Wands, Knight of Cups, Judgment, Three of Swords, King of Cups, and King of Wands. Okay. All right, so looking at what's coming into the middle of the month here on November 16th, there could be a few things going on. So it could be, my intention is for the whole global collective, but this also might resonate with you on a personal level too. So if on a personal level, it could be like a love offer is coming in or an offer of some kind. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a love offer. It could be like an opportunity coming in, an offer for something to do something that you love. So if it's not a love opportunity, like romantic sense, it could be like, a job opportunity or something that get an opportunity that you would love, like a job project or something that you would love doing. But it is emotions. It's something you're going to feel excited about, strongly about, because it's cups. And it's moving in, it's coming in. It might have already shown up or it's getting ready to show up for you. But on a global level, on a non-personal level, I feel like this would be, it's like the universe is bringing in a cup. And I'm hearing Earth Alliance. So like the Earth Alliance, uh the light, the workers of the light, the people that are, that are taking over the systems for the light, I guess is a way to put it. They're going to be giving us an offer, like a cup of love to the collective, to the global collective. So it's like there's offers, like there's opportunities that are going to come in for the general collective from the people in charge that are the light workers. So I'm not talking dark side people that are no longer in charge. I'm talking the ones that have replaced them, like the Earth Alliance, um, working with the Galactic Alliance and that type of leadership, the light worker leadership. So, and that's in the past position. So it's kind of like if it's on a global scale like that, it's like it's already coming in now. It's already been happening. Like these opportunities for humanity already are coming in. And I feel like it's going to continue past the week of the 16th or 22nd. Like these opportunities will continue all the way to the end of the year. And I'm hearing like into next year too. But maybe it's really getting ramped up the middle of November at this time. And then where we are as a collective is we're feeling very stuck mentally. And I can see that in the global collective, very much stuck in the old way of doing things, very much stuck in old belief systems, um, old systems, institutions, things like that, being very stuck. But it's like it's like we're mentally stuck. There's a lot of people that are, stuck in those ways, and it can be very hard to let go of this. And this is current energy for the whole collective. But the situation for us as a collective is we are getting ready to take a journey. So we're taking that first step into a new journey. So I feel like there are some people in this stuck energy. It's not everybody in the collective, but it's probably a percentage. And there's some that aren't stuck. But humanity's getting ready to take a journey, a step into the new, like kind of moving into the new earth, taking that step. And then this is the also current energy is the judgment card. So there's big things going on behind the scenes for humanity that we don't see. Stuff's happening, and it's like things are going to shift like on a snap. It's like it could be things look like they're going a certain way, and then all of a sudden you find out it's the opposite. The truth is opposite of what they've been portraying. So it's kind of like all of a sudden, like a snap of fingers, things shift. But there's big things going on behind the scenes, and I'm hearing Earth Alliance again. So it's kind of like the leaders of light that have taken over these systems from the dark side, they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes for the good of humanity. We just don't see it yet. It hasn't come out yet in the general knowledge, but it's going on behind the scenes. But it's like when the time is right, that information will come out for everybody to know about. It'll be like real fast. So it's kind of like you might be hearing information that's negative, and you're hearing all this negative stuff, but the reality is opposite of that. And then all of a sudden it's going to shift, and if people are going to find out the truth, which was very positive and not negative. And I do feel like this is tied into this for the global collective. So it's kind of like the Earth Alliance is working on bringing these opportunities and offers to humanity, and they're working behind the scenes to make this happen, to help with this transition of letting go of the old, bringing in the new for humanity. That's going to be much better for humanity. So this is the current energy I see for us right here. This is all currently happening right now. Well, hold on, I got them in the wrong order. There we go. So these are what's currently happening right now. Now, if this is on a personal level, like I said, it could go either way with these cards. I could see it either way. But on a personal level, it could be an offer of love comes in, or something that you love to do, but you're feeling, you're currently feeling mentally stuck. And it could be because of the offer that's being offered to you. You're thinking about it, and maybe you feel too stuck to take, like, to move forward with that offer or to accept the offer, but you're like in a mentally stuck position over here. And also, if it's personal, you're getting ready to change, like to take a journey. You're getting ready to move forward. So you're getting out of this stuck mental energy and moving forward and taking a new journey. And I feel like the universe is going to help you with that stuck energy, just like it's going to help people on the general collective that are stuck mentally. The universe, and that's part of what's going on behind the scenes here. It's like these things are happening for the betterment of humanity. And if it's in your personal life, there's things going on behind the scenes, big things happening. You just don't see it yet. But it's like that's the atmosphere, is the big things happening. And it's going to help push you forward on this journey. When these things come out, these big things are going on behind the scenes. Things are going to shift quickly in your life, like boom, and it's going to push you forward and get you out of this stuck energy. Now, on the global collective, it's very similar, people being stuck energy around the world on the global collective. But generally, humanity's taking a step forward and moving towards that new earth. And the universe is helping us with that. But the Earth Alliance, the leadership, they're doing stuff, like I said, behind the scenes. Big things are happening that we're not consciously aware of yet, but it's going to like shift things for the general collective, like boom, so what I'm trying to say is, like, when you hear things that are really negative information, don't, like, emotionally get yourself worked up about it. Don't get too sucked into what you're hearing if it's negative like that, because a lot of what you're hearing is not true. And we're gonna find out that, when it's like gonna shift like that real fast, and we're gonna find out that the truth was opposite of what we were being told. So just be careful not to get too emotionally upset, kind of keep a distance emotionally from what you're hearing, because a lot of what you're hearing might not be accurate. So as we're moving forward into the near future for the general collective, there is going to be a sense of um like heartbreak. It's kind of like in sadness. And I think it's going to be, especially for the people that are in this stuck mental energy, that are stuck in, the 3D matrix way of thinking. They're stuck in the matrix. They're stuck in old belief systems. They're stuck in the old dark side systems of how to do things. And I'm also hearing like they're stuck in what society rules. Like what I mean by that is the stupid rules that society implies upon people. So, like, rules that have been passed down from generation to generation that aren't written down. They're just rules that society has established to keep people under control, to keep, to basically keep people on the path that they want them to be on. But they're just made up rules. There's no, there are no real rules. They're just made up. They're society's rules. And that's what I mean by that. It's like people might feel stuck because of those rules. But there is going to be a sense in the near future of heartbreak. But I think it's going to be especially for these people that are still really holding on to that 3D matrix way of doing things and those old belief systems and stuff. It's going to be hard for them to move forward, into this new journey with humanity, because they're mentally in that place in the past, right? They're mentally in the past. So there's going to be a sense of like sadness and heartbreak because they have to let go of those old systems and beliefs, and the old 3D way of doing things is going away. So they have to release that, which is going to cause some sadness and some loss and some heartbreak. Now, if this is like a personal, if this is relating like resonating with you personally, in the near future there could be some heartbreak. And I don't know, in sadness that you're experiencing, and it could go back to this love offer that, is coming in or has come in the past. So maybe information comes out, things going on behind the scenes that you don't know about, that lead to this heartbreak. You get this offer of love in the past, you're mentally stuck about it, thinking about it, but you're ready to like go forward and take a journey. But maybe there's things that come to light and things shift unexpectedly, like you think things are one way, and all of a sudden you get information about the relationship or about the other person, and it totally shifts everything. And that shift is what causes the heartbreak. That's what I'm feeling. If this resonates with you personally, it's like it's like that information comes out, and it causes, a sense of heartbreak and sadness, because it's like not what you were expecting, and it's not positive, so it gives you that sense of heartbreak. um and I've got the two advice cards. I got the King of Cups and King of Wands, but let's see, I feel like I need more information on those. What Give me two clarifiers, please, for the King of Cups. Okay. All right, two clarifiers for King of Wands. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So for the King of Cups, and I wasn't quite sure, if this was an actual person, but I think it is. I think it's like maybe this person that's coming in with the love offer is a King of Cups and a King of Pentacles. Like they have the attributes of both people, and it's divinely guided. So here's Temperance here. So it's like divinely guided. And this is if it resonates with you personally. I was talking about the love offer. It's like it's divinely guided, and the divine is behind it, and it's guiding this, and it's happening in divine timing. So even if you're kind of in this, like, say you find something out that causes about that situation or this person with the love offer, and it's bringing you this sense of like sadness and loss and heartbreak in the near future. I feel like since you've got this Temperance card here, the divine is like guiding this situation. So I feel like even though you might have it that heartbreak, I think it's temporary. I feel like it's going to be temporary if this is personal for you. But I feel like in the personal situation, this would be the attributes. They're like a King of Wands and a King of Pentacles together, and they have those attributes. So King of Cups would be like, sorry, King of Cups, not Wands. So it'd be like King of Cups, he's wise, he's intelligent, but he's in touch with his emotions, and he's not afraid to speak his emotions or tell you how he feels. He's very I want to, like into his heart space very much. And the King of Pentacles, he's very much very abundant. And it doesn't necessarily have to be material abundance, but it can be. So it could be somebody that's rather wealthy, but maybe they just have their stuff together. They're very abundant with life, not just material wise. Now, for the King of Wands, I asked for some clarifiers. I got some interesting ones on this one. And I feel like this is more of a person. So this could be you personally. And it goes back to sense of loss. So it's kind of like goes back to this heartbreak and sadness. And it's like there's a sense of loss and grief. So it could be from the information, or maybe the person from the past. It could be this love offer is coming in from someone from the past who was a King of Wands archetype, very passionate, action oriented, wise and intelligent, but maybe things didn't work out, and there was this sense of like loss and regret and sadness with that situation in the past. And maybe like I'm sensing if this is like when I'm hearing like if this is personally resonating with you, it's like it didn't work out in the past if it's a past person because they were like confused. Like they didn't know what they wanted to do. So maybe they were trying to choose between you and another person or something, and there was a sense of confusion there. And so the relationship ended, it didn't go anywhere. Maybe they chose the other person, and they're coming back with a new offer of love. And maybe why you're heartbroken is because you're finding out in sadness that maybe they're not completely out of that situation. Like maybe they chose somebody else over you in the past and they're still technically with that person, even though they're trying to come back into your life. And that could be where this Three of Swords is coming from. But for the global, and that's just one way. I mean, and if it's not a past person, it could be this person, it could be have experienced loss and a sadness and guilt, regret for like past relationships. And it could be that those experiences have left you kind of in a state of confusion. Like you're in this King of Wands energy, but these past, situations you have been in have kind of put you in confusion. And you're not sure how, what you really want to do going forward with this like cup of love coming in, especially if you get information and it may brings into makes you heartbroken. But you're in this King of Wands energy. So it's like, I feel like you're going to figure it out and you'll be okay. Now, if we're talking about the global collective and not on a personal level, I feel like the divine is bringing in, so you got the King of Wands and King of Pentacles. It's like the divine is bringing in these attributes. So it's kind of like people are going to go into their heart space humanity is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like people hugging each other, much more in tuned with their heart space. So they're taking, so I don't see this as like a person, but the attribute, like humanity's taking on this attribute of the King of Cups, being much more in their heart space, being very loving towards each other, not afraid of our emotions, not afraid to like work through our emotions and discuss them. But we're also going to be very much more abundant. Like humanity is going to be abundant. So I feel like these things that are coming in, things going on behind the scenes we don't know about as a general collective, and the light worker leadership, Earth Alliance bringing in these opportunities are going to help build up the abundance of people on the planet, of humans, of humanity, and it's going to bring people into their heart space. And I really, okay, so it's like what I'm hearing is these light codes coming in from like the Galactic Alliance, like, 3-Eye Atlas and the sun and stuff, they're helping to raise up our vibration, and they're activating parts of our DNA. They're upgrading our DNA to help us be more in touch with our heart center. So it's kind of like two things are going on. It's like there's going to be more abundance for humanity, but there's also going to be a lot more growing of our heart center and getting more in touch with our heart chakra, excuse me, as a global collective. And I feel that this is definitely happening in divine timing. And the divine is definitely behind all this. And it's kind of like, angels, archangels, you've got the galactics, you've got the Earth Alliance, all these groups working together that are all divine, and all involved. They're all working together, but they're also working for the divine to bring all this to pass. So you've got all these like off-worlders, higher dimensional beings are all part of this process. And for the global collective, I feel like, there is a sense of regret and loss and sadness, and there is a sense of confusion with the population of the planet, because like I said, a lot of people currently are still mentally stuck into the old ways, which was I was talking about leading to, sadness and heartbreak. And there's a sense of confusion, like the sense of loss and regret and guilt from letting those old things go. And it's a sense of confusion because it's like they don't, a lot of these people that I'm talking about, they're not, I'm hearing, in touch with their intuition very well. So they don't quite understand what's going on. They don't quite understand this transition of going into the new earth. And so it's giving a sense of confusion because they don't really know what's going on, what's going to happen next. And I feel like that sense of not knowing what's going to happen next is bringing on a sense of like fear, and anxiety, confusion, because they don't quite understand. But but I feel like that's just a portion of the population of the planet, and the rest of the planet, it's going to be this, King of Wands type of energy. Like they're confident in what's going on, they know it, and they're ready to take action. They're ready to move forward on this journey. And that's the ones that aren't mentally stuck, is who I'm talking about right now. But the people that aren't mentally stuck, that are ready to go forward with the journey, they need to help the people that are stuck in this energy. Like we're going to be mentors for people who don't quite understand what's going on or don't know much about this, like they're not in touch with their intuition very well. So it's going to be really up to us, the people that are in this King of Wands energy of humanity, as we move forward into this new earth, we're really going to be being relied on to kind of guide that population to help them get caught up to speed and help them not to be confused and afraid and have anxiety, and help them through this sense of loss and grief, because I don't feel like the sadness and heartbreak and the regret and loss and all, I don't feel like this is going to last very long. But that is in the near future, because there has to be an adjustment period of letting that stuff go. And the folks in the King of Wands energy, the light workers, the star seeds, they're going to be helping humanity to come to terms with letting go of the past and to work through these emotions, to work through feeling this way, and to work through that process so that they're ready to move forward on the journey as well. Because it's like everybody's at a different place vibrationally, frequency, like wise, what where everyone's in a different place, and everyone's like in a different state of readiness, I guess is the way to put it. And so it's like we need to help them. The star seeds, the light workers are here to assist those folks into helping with this transition. And also, we have divine help with it, off-worlders, galactics, angels, archangels. But also, you've got the heart chakras opening up in abundance. So I feel like these emotions are going to be kind of short-lived, is what I'm hearing. Like I'm hearing short-lived, it's like it's not going to last long, because the abundance in the heart chakras as the heart chakra continues to grow, excuse me, and more people get involved in touch with their heart center, and people become more abundant on the planet because of the good things that are coming out for humanity, that the light is behind, the positive changes happening that are going to have a great positive effect on all of humanity and make us more abundant. And people see those changes for what they really are. This is great for humanity. It's helping everyone be more abundant. And meanwhile, everyone's heart chakras are growing and getting more open. So it's like, as that happens, it's going to help this energy to be short lived, because all these good things are going to start coming in and happening. So it's going to allow that to be short lived energy. So I feel like the middle of November is going to be, quite intense with this information coming out, with these changes, with, you know, um, the judgment card. Like that's happening right now, things going on behind the scenes. But I feel like, as we move forward, even though we have this in the near future, I feel like we are going to be able to work through it as a general collective and come out, stronger, like I said, with the heart chakras growing, with the abundance. And like these changes that are happening, that the Earth Alliance and the light workers and everyone is causing to happen, as those old systems collapse that are low vibrational, not good for humanity, those old systems are going to be, they're going to be gone. And so these new systems coming in, these new things to replace it, are going to be so much better for humanity, and like put humanity in a much better, more abundant place. And so as that happens and people see these changes are happening, but they're happening for the betterment of humanity, that's really going to help get rid of that anxiety and fear and confusion, because they're going to see that, oh, this is better than what we had. These things coming in are much better than where we've been. So there's going to be that, they're going to be able to see it more. So that's what I have for the week of, the middle of the month of November, for 2016 through the 22nd. So we'll just have to see what happens for the rest of November. But yeah, that's pretty interesting, as far as, so it looks like some big things coming in for humanity. And even if it's on a personal level, it looks like some big things going on there too. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.